Hello, everyone. My guest today is Dror Ginzberg. He's the co-founder and CEO of Wochit. He's also a pioneer in automated video creation, developing the platform to help brands and publishers produce short-form video content at the scale and speed needed for today's video-first mobile audiences. Dror, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All right. Tell us. Yeah, you bet. Tell us about Wochit. So what's it do, and then what's your revenue model?
So Wochit is a video creation platform in the cloud, helps anyone who wants to tell a story to make it quick and easy. It's a combination of, I would say, three elements very quickly. It's automation. We automate some of the process. That said, it's not about complete automation because it's about video storytelling. But there's a lot that you can automate, such as, I don't know, you have a 16:9 video and you want to turn it into square. That's something that we automatically do. But clearly, lots of stuff on there. Creative tools, which are needed, meant for non-videographers to produce amazing results, but without any prior knowledge. And last but not least is content, raw content. When you want to tell a story, you need to have the raw footage. So we teamed up with the likes of Getty and AFP and Reuters and AP and so many others to have basically solved two problems. One, we cleared the licensing on all the content being used on a platform, and then we cleared the redistribution rights, so you can put the assembled video on your
it's like a Shutterstock model.
In a way, but we basically get all of our content and makes it accessible to our clients. You put all these together as automation, creative control, content into one platform that basically enables you to turn a story into a video within about 10 minutes.
And are you working mainly with enterprise brands doing this at scale, or like vloggers and lifestyle kind of creators?
Yeah, I would say top down, mostly with the big guys.
Okay, so I mean, give me a sense on average, and what's an average customer paying you per month for this?
It varies. It varies, but I don't want to get into specific pricing because clearly it may, differs from one client to another.
Yeah, I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about an average. I mean, are we talking $1,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $10,000 a month?
It varies. It could be. First of all, it depends eventually on volume, and usually our clients commit to a certain volume of production. So it could be that they pay on an annual basis anywhere from $50,000, but it can go up to close to $1 million.
Okay, it's fair to say though your minimum, generally speaking, is around $50,000.
More or less.
Okay, and what does that get? What are people committing to in terms of how much video they're producing for that amount of money?
Very much differs. We work with both publishers and brands. Usually, publishers need more volume. Brands or agencies essentially would require less volume. Although, the use cases are completely different. One of them is a little bit more editorial. The other one is a little bit more for content marketing purposes.
Yep. How are you measuring volume, though? Is it like number of minutes, or is it size of file, or what?
But just based on a per piece basis, so to speak. Usually the content being created on a platform is short form. It's anywhere between 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So we don't get nitty gritty and on the details on if these are 60 seconds or 65. It's just on a per piece.
I'm just curious what you measure your utility metric around, right? Is it number of videos created? Is it storage
Correct.
space? What is it, right? Is it number of stock videos used?
Number of videos created.
Okay, number of videos created. Great. And these are typically, again, more enterprise folks, top-down approach. Tell me more about the backstory here. When did you launch the company?
We launched the company in 2012.
Okay, 2012.
2012. Started, with an idea originally, and we built a product, and then we wanted to see, so to speak, if the dogs eat the dog. We started basically bootstrapping it, creating content ourselves and syndicating it out there just to see how it works. It did pretty much work very well, and very soon after we started, basically opened up the platform for our clients to use it on a, so to speak, on a SaaS basis. As I said, we sell it on a volume of production basis, but essentially it's very close to a SaaS business. And then moved on to publishers, and later on we started marketing the platform or similar platform to agencies and brands.
Okay, so 2012 was launch date, and now have you still bootstrapped, or have you raised capital?
No, we've raised capital basically from day one. It wasn't, for me and my co-founder, it wasn't the first company, so we had some of our own cash. So we put some of our own cash, but did get a first $1 million from a seed investor. Okay,
you half kind of smile when you say that. Why?
Oh, no. That's like not anything in specific, but we did eventually,
Okay, good. So you rate now. You put some of your own money in. You got $1 million from a seed. Now, is that all you raised to date, or have you raised additional capital?
No. We've raised. We had a few rounds ever since. We've raised a total of 29.
Okay,
so far.
That's what I was looking at. So raised a total of 29 total, not including the founder's money.
Correct.
Okay, got it. So 29 million raised. Launched in 2012. Okay, so tell me more about the team size.
We're a group of about 60. The R&D is based out of Israel, Tel Aviv, where I'm right now. And we have our headquarters is actually in New York City,
Okay.
where most of our marketing, sales, and customer success teams are. And we have a similar size team in Europe, actually in London, covering the EMEA and Asia Pacific regions.
And what is the team in terms of the breakdown? Are you guys leveraging an inside sales team to drive some of these enterprise deals? What portion of the team are sales versus engineering versus something else?
So as I said, the Tel Aviv team is about half the size of the company. It's most of our deals are not necessarily inside sales. Most of it is direct, actually. Clearly, some of the clients who we have, usually, fortunately, we have more leads than we can take. So clearly, some of them remain within, so to speak, the inside sales realm. That said, as I said, we started the business top down eventually. So, working with the big brands or publishing brands originally. So these usually require some reach out.
Hey, George, just to be clear, though, you said that the team is in Tel Aviv, but I don't know what function they are. Is that your engineering team is in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, engineering is in Tel Aviv. Yeah.
Okay, engineering Tel Aviv and the rest kind of spread out. Good. And then before we kind of jump in more kind of to the story and maybe some customer stories, what have you scaled to today? So how many customers are you working with?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds, and it's all enterprise clients, clearly.
Got it. All enterprise. I mean, look, so hundreds at a minimum $50,000 ACV, we can kind of back into a minimum at, ARR run rate. You guys are north of 5 million at this point, right?
Way more than that.
North of 10? I won't ask another one after that, but north of 10?
North of 10.
North of 10. Yeah. Okay. What year do you think you break 30 in?
No, we're not so far away.
I was going to say, come on. That's when you go up and you say, Nathan, we're going to break it this year. This is the year.
When I say not so far away, it could be definitely
it could be this year. Okay, very good. So tell me more, Dror, about how you landed some of these enterprise clients. First off, did you have prior relationships with these enterprise folks from previous companies?
So not necessarily, but some of the content providers we've worked with, I had relationship with my previous startup, which was acquired 7 years ago. So that clearly helped. But these are more partnerships rather than clients. Regarding some clients, I can give you maybe one example. Which directly related to your question. One of our biggest clients is Gannett, the owner of USA Today and probably 140 other properties across the U.S. I think that what was very unique about the kind of relationship we built with them is that even though they're pretty big, they were, I would say, we were lucky enough and they were smart enough to try us early on.
Okay.
And they literally helped us, morph our product into something of a much better product market fit. And it on one hand, it was very courageous, so to speak, and very we were completely amazed by how much they were willing to spend on a product that was early days. But eventually, they have contributed a lot for themselves from the whole process, but we contributed for the whole industry, again, making our product a much better fit for the market we're in.
Did you let them invest?
No, they never invested, although, by the way, other clients of ours did invest, such as ProSieben or SPH and others, which are clients of ours, and they've invested later on. There were discussions around that, but they didn't mature.
So how did that relationship with Gannett kick off?
That's actually a funny story. We met in person with their, back then, I think it was the chief digital officer, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Uh-huh. And we gave them a quick show of the platform, a quick demo. And he was really smart. He said, you know what, let's do a competition internally between a couple of teams. Let's give them a story to create a video on. We'll give one team the traditional way they do it, and we give another team the Wochit platform, and let's see what the results are and how does it look like and how much time do they spend. And we literally did a competition inside the company, and it was really, really funny because the other guys didn't even make it to create or to begin creating a video, and the other ones, the other team using Wochit was already publishing it, and that was a very good use case and clearly intrigued the teams to dig much more into it. And that's actually how it started. And I think I never told this story before, but that's how it happened.
And that was back in early 2012, 2013?
2013, I believe, yeah.
Okay, very good. And give me a sense of what the company, the video is obviously hot, right? So I'm curious, your growth rate, does your growth rate kind of also mimicking the popularity of video?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So, I mean, are you more than, you're going more than 100% year over year?
Around 100, yeah.
Around there. Got it. So do you have an offering yet for like kind of the vloggers of the world, the SMBs of the world, or no, it's really just enterprise?
It's mostly enterprise, I say. Every once in a while, there's something like that, but we do not put a lot of focus on the community of, so to speak, the longer tail. It's mostly enterprise.
Yeah, this is. I talk to thousands and thousands of people that are not enterprise, where this is a major pain point, and the current solution is go on Fiverr, right? Pay, find someone that does video editing, go find someone who does infographics, and then get submit the audio file to Rev to get the SRTP file to put the subtitles on, right? And then all that together, $1,000 later for a minute-long video, you publish it.
Yeah. It's a hard and long process. By the way, speaking about the longer tail, I don't think that I actually think that there is an opportunity there, but it's just a matter of where you focus your effort and resources.
Yeah.
And clearly, when you go down the food chain to vloggers and individuals, the whole marketing and the whole operational way that you run the companies is completely different.
Do you know someone serving that market right now that's kind of comparable to you, or no?
I know about a couple of companies who are serving SMBs for marketing videos.
Like who?
Like, Magisto or Animoto, those kind of companies you probably know, or Slidely, or a product called Promo by Slidely. There are a few. I think that it's very different, because when you target SMBs, you need to provide them with a tool that is that simple so that they can actually use it.
Yeah.
Which means, by that simple means that your ability to build something which is literally on your brand is close to zero. So it's mostly based on templates, as opposed to something which is completely branded, very unique, identifiable, that goes along with your brand.
Tell me about your churn. Churn's obviously critical in a SaaS business.
I only tell you that we have what it was called the negative churn, which means eventually we grow. Like we not only do we keep our clients, we have expansions.
Yeah. But if you look at gross revenue churn, I mean, what are you losing? 5% a month, 10%? I'm sorry, a year, or 10% a year, or what?
No, I'm saying we have negative churn, like plus.
Yeah, but you can't have gross negative, right? So gross is obviously yeah. I'm just curious. Obviously, you make up more than what you lose. That's how you get to net negative. But I'm curious: are you losing a 1%, 5%, 10%?
Below 1.
But below, okay, man. So it's easy for you to have net negative. You have to just expand more than 1 or 2%, and you're good to go. What are people, when they are choosing to expand? What is the reason they're expanding? Is it just they're using more volume? The team using your tools getting bigger? They want more product features? What is it?
In most cases, they expand horizontally. So let's say different teams start to use the platform. So you find yourself in a situation where either they have multiple brands. It's a big enterprise. It has multiple brands. One brand started using the platform, then it moves to other brands, or it moves from an editorial team to a social marketing team. So we see a lot of expansions, which is mostly horizontal.
But regardless of what team's using it, your pricing is not around seats or number of teams using it. It's just number of pieces of video content created.
Correct.
Got it. Interesting. Why haven't you, are you considering adding different pricing axes like team size or things like that, or no?
We do in a while. There's something about the simplicity of our model that is very unique, because eventually, simple pricing model goes a long way. And when you try to add accesses and criterias and other stuff, it makes things more complex and makes your clients think more when they want to expand or when they want to make a decision. So some of that simplicity hides a lot of complexity behind it. Again, assuming the math works, right? Like the math has to work at the end of the day. But if it does, simplicity goes a long way.
Yep. As a funded kind of SaaS entrepreneur, how risky or how aggressive are you willing to be with payback period? How long are you willing to wait to get your money back?
It's less about risk for us at the moment, because we can clearly see it, or we can clearly calculate it. We can clearly see how it looks like.
Calculate what?
Payback.
Payback. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's today. Fortunately, it's less risky for us. I see the return pretty fast.
Okay, like less than 6 months, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, and so just to be clear, if your first year ACV is 50 grand, less than 6 months means you're spending less than 20, 25 grand to acquire these guys. Where are you spending the money when you spend it? Is it mostly the inside sales team?
No. As I said, that the inside sale is pretty small. We have, as I said, that we have direct sales, which is pretty significant spend, and clearly marketing. And we did a lot on content marketing this year, and
How many on your
events
team? How many on your team of 60 are focused on content?
I'm not only counting our team because I also hire, from the outside. So we have some contractors doing some work for us and some agencies doing some work for us. So it's a little bit more than just the internal team.
Got it. So you're finding keywords, SEO keywords, writing posts around those keywords and getting inbound.
I would say it's mostly about publishing our own content. It's literally content marketing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's publishing articles and putting out some research and
how do eyeballs find that content though?
It gets distributed. So we don't spend we don't spend a lot on media. Very, very little. I know that others may find this very attractive for them, but we found that first of all, when you do good research, you find houses that want to publish it because it's serious research. It's not just a boring article. It's real data that people want to publish. So lots of news and lots of good stuff that we're writing out. For example, I'll just give you one example. We had a focus on social video in the past year or so, and people just don't get it. So we've written a whole paperwork on how to optimize your social video, and eventually, we're becoming to our clients not just a video platform to create videos, but we're becoming strategic advisors of how to do video or how to be successful in video. So if you can put that down to a paper and let people read it, you would be amazed of how many downloads and form fills you get from such a piece of content. So honestly and very luckily today, as I said, we have more leads than we can take.
That's good. Dror, last economics question here before we wrap up with the famous five. When you start looking at lifetime value, it's obviously very difficult and you can argue it all kinds of different ways, but at a minimum, what do you assume lifetime value is for you on these enterprise clients?
Oh, as I said, it varies a lot. It varies a lot because we have, as I said, we have clients that are close to $1 million a year.
Yeah, that's why I just say minimum.
300.
Yeah. That's about seems about. I mean, if people are paying 50 the first year and then they're expanding to additional teams horizontally, I'm sure you have a bunch that have already paid you more than many millions, but minimum 300 sounds about right. Very cool. All right, let's wrap up here with the famous five, Dror. Number one, what's the last business book that you read?
So first of all, I almost don't read. I listen. Audiobooks are my favorites. I can't recall the last one, but I can recall the one who made most impact on me. That was a long time ago, and that was a book called Crossing the Chasm.
Yep, Jeffrey Moore, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that is one of the business books who left most impact on me.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
So here again, I will stay with some old school stuff. First of all, everybody would say Elon Musk, right? He's amazing. But I guess it's old school, but you probably read the book by Jack Welch or on Jack Welch back then. I think it's definitely a masterpiece.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building a business besides your own?
I love Canva.
Yeah, that's good on number.
By the
way, I was about to say, by the way, I mean, I could see some synergies between what they do and what you do. Would they ever acquire you, or would you ever acquire them? Is there a merger in the works?
First of all, they did such a great round of financing recently. I'm not sure I can buy them anymore.
Yeah. That's why I switched the question a little bit.
I think, first of all, I think that what they did is, can I say fucking amazing?
Yeah,
fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. And
what about what they did specifically?
I think they've nailed the thing on its head, like making it possible for people to create amazingly good stuff without knowing nothing almost on what they do, and that's brilliant. I think we're basically doing something very similar in nature, like we're doing the same for video. I think that I would gently say that I think that on doing it on video is a little bit more complex. But that said, I think they did a brilliant job.
All right, very good. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Around 6.
That's pretty good. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Married plus 4.
Married and 4 kids? Holy mackerel. All right, and how old are you, Dror?
I'm 46.
46. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
First of all, when you're 20 something, I've learned that no matter what you tell a 20-year-old, he has to go through it in order to understand it. So you can tell him whatever you want. It's not going to help. But I would say, generally speaking, less arrogance, listening more is always good. But when you're 20 something, if somebody says something like that, you don't even listen. So,
guys, there you have it from Dror. He wishes he was maybe less arrogant and listened a little bit more. But look, he's building a lot of success. How to exit. Then in 2012, jumped into a company called Wochit. Got a good partnership going with Gannett, a little internal competition at Gannett proved that there was definitely opportunity for him to scale this product. Since then, he's raised $29 million again, helping enterprise brands, over 200 of them, scale their video content and video production across many of their horizontal teams. Average first year ACV about 50 grand. Lifetime value minimum 300 grand, but many clients paying way more than that. Payback period super healthy at less than 6 months with our team of 60 based between Israel, New York City, and London. Dror, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much.